You know, I was at a friend's house a couple hours after we saw the Super Mario Bros. Movie. We were watching clips of RuPaul's Drag Race on YouTube when, sure enough, a TV spot for the movie showed up as a pre-roll ad. I watched it and I thought, I feel like I've already forgotten about this movie. I'm not the biggest Nintendo fan, and I've only played a handful of Mario games, but it's still a franchise I grew up with. I was honestly surprised by just how much I recognized in this movie in terms of characters, musical themes, and various power-ups. I saw some tweets with photos saying that Chunky Kong was somewhere in the background, but I didn't actually see him in the movie, so I'm just gonna assume he's dead. DK! Chunky! It feels weird that we're already a quarter of the way done with 2023 and we're just now getting our first major animated release. I may not be the only person who's cynical about celebrity voice casting, but I was a bit surprised they did a pretty good job. Chris Pratt, I know he's basically everywhere now, but I'm not really a hater of him either. Overall, he did a solid job with or without the accent we associate Mario with. I think he did a much better job as Emmett in the Lego movie, though the writing played a massive role in that. Charlie Day as Luigi wasn't too bad either, even though we got sidelined pretty hard. But since I've watched the Lego movie so many times, all I heard was Benny. Yeah. Still kinda cool this movie reunited the two of them. Anya Taylor-Joy also wasn't too bad, though I've seen her in better. I'm still surprised that it was Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. I don't know if they pitched audio or what, but I wouldn't have known it if it was him if I wasn't aware beforehand. Seth Rogen did the thing he does, and oh yeah, Jack freaking Black as Bowser. If there was anything about this movie I was looking forward to the most, it was him. I mean, come on, it's the Dragon Warrior himself. I knew I was in for something good whenever he was on screen. Peaches, 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 peaches. Out of the main cast, he felt like he was the strongest as a voice actor. Well, aside from, Charles Martinet, but he sadly had a collective 2 or 3 minutes of screen time. Jack Black did a really good job encapsulating the character, and he's also by far doing the best job marketing this movie. Oh my gosh, I adore this guy. But the funniest character for me, believe it or not, was Luma. The movie got that nihilistic humor on point and really makes me want to see Rosalina show up in the future. Aside from the early Bowser scenes, particularly the one with the piano and the whole... I think the most memorable scene for me was the Rainbow Road sequence. It's very pretty to look at, and that's always been my favorite Mario Kart track, so of course I think it's incredibly based. It had this pretty impressive tracking shot that probably lasted for a solid 30 seconds, as well as these panning shots, which, yeah, resembles the gameplay, though I think in terms of animation, Fantastic Mr. Fox pulls it off better since, it's stop motion, it's more practical. But still, I consider any kind of tracking shot to be fun to watch, of which there were multiple throughout the movie. The score wasn't too bad either. I may not be able to name the leitmotifs they reference, but I'm still giving props for myself for at least knowing them. However, there's a few licensed songs that didn't really add anything. All I'll say is that the Fairy Godmother's cover of Holding Out for a Hero will always reign supreme. Oh, and there's this one song at the end they play, I won't say what it is, but I always associate it with Megamind. Both my friend and I said we wanted to watch it when the credits were rolling. There were some pretty shots as well, and I think that might be it. The rest was just kinda I didn't even realize until about 10 or so minutes into the movie when I looked at Mario and Luigi and I thought, oh my gosh, these motherforkers are gonna get isekai'd. I didn't put 2 and 2 together when that Super Bowl commercial came out, but then it's also kind of funny because people actually were speculating that when the first teaser trailer dropped. I also thought the pacing moved a bit too quickly, like maybe Mario and Peach should have had more downtime scenes together. Like that scene in the flower field with the starry night was just gorgeous. Cause about a minute after they first meet each other, Peach is like, okay, yeah, let's defeat Mario, and then Toad shows up out of nowhere and Peach is like, okay, yeah, you're coming with us. Damn it. There's this one scene where Mario and Donkey Kong almost have a heart-to-heart, but then DK ends it pretty abruptly, albeit kind of amusingly, but come on. The runtime didn't have to be that tight. I mean, just a couple extra minutes wouldn't have killed the movie. I know this is a track record when it comes to Illumination movies, but they sure do show a lot in the trailers. Well, Okay, I thought the Rainbow Road sequence was going to be the climax, and it ended up not being, but it feels like every couple of minutes in the first and second acts, there was a line of dialogue, a joke, a shot, or almost entire scenes that I've already heard in the trailers. The audience I was with was laughing at the jokes that were mostly already spoiled in said trailers, and it could be me having seen them multiple times since I've been going to movies more often lately, but I was already well aware of the punchline when I had to hear it for the 5th or 6th time. I didn't find it absolutely laugh out loud funny compared to the families, just a few hearty chuckles here and there. Perhaps a sharp exhale through the nose as well, if you will. I also don't find that "aw, come on" and "seriously" is totally necessary. Like, really? Wait, my rating for the Super Mario Bros. Movie is a 6 out of 10. About the range I'd give an average Illumination movie, but it could have been worse. So overall, I went into this movie with the movie critic mindset, not so much a video game one. It is the Super Mario Bros. Movie, after all. Though since I was able to recognize a number of those Easter eggs, I'll say it was a pretty solid video game movie, but as a movie, it was alright. It's an easy watch, but I mean, you're not really gonna find anything thematically rich. At my friend's house when we saw the movie, and I said I already kind of forgot we already watched it, my friend was gonna say the exact same thing before I did. That night, and especially now, it just kind of feels like a distant memory, so if I wanted to watch what I would consider to be the best video game adaptation, I would just put on Arcane for the 100th time. Seeing how this movie did gangbusters opening weekend and how it already surpassed like $500 million at the box office, and how Nintendo and Illumination are wanting to do more collaborations like these, I wouldn't totally mind seeing more in the future. That post-credit scene is definitely teasing, well, something, so I'd really like to see Daisy and, again, Rosalina in the future. I've heard people talk about the possibility of a Zelda adaptation, and even though she's my main in Smash, I never actually played a standalone Zelda game, but from what I've seen of Breath of the Wild, I certainly wouldn't mind that. Though I, for one, am shocked that no one has brought up Wii Sports Resort. Can we just get a slice of life series or something about this island that I've been desperate to live on for about half my lifetime now? That's all I ask. So depending on whether or not these potential adaptations will be good and whether or not I need to know the source material, I really wouldn't mind more movies like Mario to exist, as long as we can maybe tip the scale of the good to bad video game adaptation scale. Oh, and I absolutely loved seeing the Spider-Verse and Barbie trailers on the big screen, so this summer is going to be so much fun. Alright, so be sure to comment, like, subscribe, join my Patreon to support my channel. Thanks so much for watching it, and I'll see y'all later, bye! This video would have gotten out earlier if I wasn't binging Simply Nailogical videos. Sorry, okay, now bye. Understand, I'ma love you till the very end. Peaches, 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 I love you. Oh, Mario, Luigi, and a Donkey Kong too. This is Koopa's gonna keep me from you.